Papa, turn right heading 135.
Heading 135, shuttle 1 Papa.
178, turn left heading 2, 9 or 5, one localizer established, 27 left, descend with a glide path.
Left heading 2, 9 or 5, when localizer established, 27 left, descend with a glide to 178.
Hi guys, welcome to the flight today as we are down in Copenhagen. We're going to be doing a lovely flight down into Gdańsk in Poland. We're using Ryanair, a real Ryanair flight routing that this airline uses. We've got the GSX profile, FS2Crew for our procedural flight flows, checklists, and we've got the first officer and captain on board as well. So it should be a nice flight, around 40 minutes or so. Nice to be back on the mic so you guys can hear me and hear exactly what's going on inside the cabin. And don't forget to like and subscribe guys, for all my new subscribers, as I do appreciate all the support that you guys show on the channel. So with that all done, there's the fuel slip coming in, so we can now get ready to leave. So join me in the cockpit where we get it all done. So we're going to the path, get the zero fuel weights, which is 67 tonnes for our gross weight. Reserves are going to be 1, a cost index of 19. Flight level 300, we're going for 270. Current wind on average is 304 at 41. And we've got minus at 41 for the top of climb outside air temperature. Okay, which is also checked. N1 limit, we can now quickly go into the performance tool for takeoff or import from the airport, OFP, which should come in. Just need to go and get that in from request the data. Okay, so there we can see 304.41, which is the average wind which we've got set. Cash strip, we're going to be leaving from 22 right. Takeoff flaps are going to be 5, optimum rating, anti-ice which is going to be off. Pax auto, centre of gravity 67 tons. Let's get that all in. So we've got flaps 5, 3,000 feet acceleration height, a D rate of takeoff number 2, the cell temp 30. So takeoff 2, cell temp of 30, which gives us 90.4, which is bang on for us. On for takeoff, flaps 5. Says the centre of gravity is 19.6, which is correct, and 141, 142 and 147, which is also in and good to go. Acceleration height, we should just check, 3,000 feet, which is also in and good. So that is us pretty much all set and ready to go on that part. So we'll get the departure briefing in just quickly, and it'll be all ready to go.
And are you ready for the departure brief?
Go ahead.
Okay, it's going to be a standard pushback from the start of the stand. Taxi route will be as assigned by ATC. It'll be a left seat takeoff, using an assumed temperature, planning a flaps 5 takeoff, anti-ice will be off. Standard reject actions to V1 as briefed. From V1, or if the call is to continue, I will continue the takeoff as per the standard company procedures. The engine out procedure today is as per the chart. We're over our maximum landing weight, so if we can, we'll hold and burn off fuel before returning to the airport. Okay, all going well, the departure routing will be by the ATC assigned SID, complying with all published speed and altitude.
216.
No noise abatement procedures required. Any questions, comments or concerns?
No questions.
Departure brief complete.
Okay, departure brief is complete and all done.
Checked.
Oxygen.
Tested.
Hello,
100%.
Captain. We are ready for pushback.
100%. Your damper.
On.
Clear.
Transfer
Right is
and
clear.
displays.
Flight controls check.
Ready.
Full down. Full up. Centre. Full left. Full right. Centre. Rudder. Full left. Full right. Centre. Flight controls check complete. Before taxi checklist.
Before taxi checklist. Generators.
On.
APU.
Off.
Start switches.
Continuous.
Start switches.
Continuous.
Probe heat.
On.
Anti-ice.
Off.
Air conditioning.
Pax auto bleeds on.
Isolation valve.
Auto.
Flaps.
5 required. 5 selected. Green light.
Stabilizer trim.
602.
6.0 units. Units required. 6.0 units. Units set.
Start levers.
Idle detent.
Flight controls.
Checked.
Recall.
Checked.
Before taxi checklist completed.
Okay, clear left.
Clear left.
Clear right.
Config check.
Okay, checked. So release the brakes now. Get the taxi lights from runway tunnels, which can all go on, and we'll try and get a quick departure out today.
Cabin crew and passengers remain seated.
So I don't know what was going on with the pushback. It was having a little bit of a moment to itself. We're just going to come round and then spin a left all the way round the bend. Then we should come down through to Delta, which should line us up for 22 right. So we'll try and get a quick taxi as quick as possible. Cell temp 30, which is a D rate of around 93%. So as we now taxi on down, and just go to the airport, we'll just check the charts out quick for a lovely Copenhagen. It's not going to be a very it's not going to be a very long taxi anyway. It's just going to come straight down, cross over the runway, and then that should be us already in for 22 right. We'll try and get down off of Alpha. So we can see that we've got Yankee in front of us, which is Yankee left to right. Just come out the north as well. Okay, there's Bravo. Once we get to Bravo, we're going to take a left, right, sorry. So here's Bravo. And then we could cross over right here and come straight over onto Delta. Okay, we go Bravo and then Echo 1. So that'll be the next turning on our right. So before takeoff checklist.
Before takeoff checklist to the line.
Before takeoff checklist to the line. Config.
Check.
Flaps.
5. Green light.
Stabilizer trim.
6.0 units. Set.
Takeoff briefing.
Pax Auto bleeds on. Speed 14114214. Set. Stop altitude is flight level 270. Reviewed.
Holding at cabin.
Echo 1's just over to the right now.
Cabin.
Secure.
Before takeoff checklist to the line completed.
Oh.
Approach is clear on the left.
Approach is clear on the right.
Okay, so we are now all set to go. So before takeoff checklist, our strobes are on, runway turn-offs and landing lights can come on as we have been cleared for takeoff.
Standby.
Before takeoff checklist below the line.
Before takeoff checklist below the line. MCP. Cabin crew seats for departure.
So we'll just line up now, just wait until everything else is all done. You can see visibility is very, very poor here today as we line up for 22 right.
Set.
Transponder.
Said and done, we're going to arm the VNAV as well for when we come out on the departure. So, set takeoff thrust.
Set takeoff thrust.
Stabilize. Takeoff thrust set, indications normal.
Check.
knots. Checked.
V1. Rotate.
Gear up.
Positive rate. Gear up.
LNAV.
LNAV.
Okay, once brake can be turned off, it can now be stowed and locked. As we now make our climb out, 3,000 feet acceleration height. So we're not going to climb out at all, we're going to stay on V2 plus 20 until we then climb through. So it's very misty today, leaving out of 22 right. We've got a slight left-hand turn, which is going to take us onto the 195. There it is, 3,000, the acceleration height is going to come in now. Speed tape's going to drop, flight director can come down. It's a little bit bumpy as we come through. Okay, so down now onto the 195.
Flaps 1.
Speed check, flaps 1.
So it looks pretty clear once we get past the cloud base.
Flaps up.
Speed check, flaps up.
A little bit bumpy, but it's not too bad.
Standby. After takeoff checklist, air conditioning and pressurization 2.1 set. Altimeters.
Passing 4797 feet. QNH 1014.
After takeoff checklist completed. Happy to release the cabin crew?
Yes, please.
Okay.
It's a little bit jumpy as we come through, passing through 5004.
Command A.
Command A, which is checked.
You have control.
I have control.
Okay, so we spin now onto the 102. Yeah, which is checked. Very, very misty down there, lots of fog. As we continue our climb out up to a flight level 210 or 270. So it's not too much. There's quite a low cloud layer here departing out. The departure's pretty straightforward anyway, it's just a straight climb out on the departure for the SID out. I'll get everything else for our arrival in so I can show you guys exactly what's going on, and then it should be quite nice once we come through. So, passing around at 7 degrees now, we get the engine anti-ice on. Should have had it on after takeoff really, because obviously with the vapour etc. But with that said, we're done.
Passengers and cabin crews, please be seated and fasten your seatbelts.
Checked.
10,000 feet. 10 checks.
10 checks. Fuel 4. Pumps on. Lights. APU. Air conditioning and pressurization 4.3. Fasten rate.
Gentlemen, you may now use your laptop computers and other portable electronic devices.
Just passing through flight level 120 now, as we've got for flight level 270. So I'm going to leave you guys now with the takeoff cinematics of what there was as the aircraft came out, and then when we get back into the cockpit I'll be able to then show you the arrival coming into Gdańsk for runway 29 on the ILS approach. It's a fairly straightforward arrival, so it shouldn't be too bad, and you can see all the procedures and flows that FS2Crew will do as well at the same time. So, stay safe, and I'll see you when we get down to our top of descent.
I can't sleep, yeah. Only miss you when I'm breathing in too deep, yeah. Am I just your little secret? didn't hear the sirens. I didn't wanna see the warning signs, and now I pay the price, yeah. Oh, I should've known. It hits me like a tidal wave every time you say my name. It hits me like a tidal wave. It hits me like a tidal wave. A tidal wave. Tidal wave. Tidal wave. Tidal wave. I was so blind, waiting patient on the shoreline. Now you're leaving, but I know you got your reasons too. I didn't hear the sirens. I didn't wanna see the warning signs, and now I pay the price, yeah. Oh, I should've known. It hits me like a tidal wave every time you say my name. It hits me like a tidal wave. It hits me like a tidal wave. A tidal wave. Tidal wave. Tidal wave. Tidal wave.
Welcome back to the cockpit, guys, as we are descending now through flight level 230 down for our initial into Poland. You see the cloud layer, etc. for the odd gab 4 Tango arrival that we are going to take into this lovely little airport. So we'll track the 137 all the way down to the 107 for the Golf Delta 921 with our speed restrictions of max 220 knots, 5,000 above, all the way down until we get down to the Golf Delta 903, which is our initial approach fix for the transition. Upon passing the transition for runway 29, we're then going to descend from 4,000 down to 3,000 for the Golf Delta 941. We'll pass that down on the 3-degree glide path. Depending on what our approach speeds are, we'll do the land on route performance calculator in just a few moments. We've got a 708 MDA for a 220 decision height coming in for our minimums. We've got the VOR for the 116.1 for Gdańsk, which is the Golf Zulu Delta, and the India Golf Delta Alpha 110.3 for 287-degree course. So I'm going to bug everything in now. So the 287, which is correct, and 287, which is also correct. We can also drag it in on the frequencies, the 110.3 and 110.3, which is also correct, coming in. We're going for our fixed range, so runway 29, we're going to get 10 and 5 rings in for the distance. And if we want to see how far away we are from Gdańsk, the 116, the Golf Zulu Delta, we could just use the fixed page to see roughly exactly how far away we are. So 46 nautical miles away from it on a radial 315. So the rings are all in and set. In for our performance on the landing, so the performance tool, landing on the route, we're going to just swing over to the 128 track. So landing on route, import from the OFP, runway 29, which is coming in, aircraft, the aircraft's distance, so weight 65.05, sorry, so 0.2, yeah, that's fine, so 65.1. Okay, and for the auto brakes, we're going to take an auto brake 3, QNH is 1017. Okay, 1017, which we set and cross-check, 10,000 for our initial descent down. Flaps 30, packs on, anti-ice, which is going to be off. We've got an outside air temperature of 10, 2208 knots. I'll calculate up just around 3/4 of the runway coming into runway 29. Now if we go back into the charts and just have a quick look around onto the airport, we'll be able to see what gate and stand we're going to take when we come in. So let's go to the search, onto the arrival airport. I should imagine it's not going to be a very big airport, it's going to be a little airport, I should imagine. So here we go, we'll pin that, just have a quick look, and we'll have a look at the parking stands as well. So for the airport, coming in for 29, got 9,186 metres, we're going to do what's brake number 3, coming straight down in. There's the stands, which we can just have a quick look at. Come in. So there's terminal 1, terminal 2. We're going to take stand 24. I should imagine we're going to come off of Alpha onto the hold, and then from Alpha we can then take Alpha 7 and then runway to stand 24. So that should be okay. Of the performance tool, which we said landing en route was around 3/4. So 153. We'll see what a max auto gives us. That'll take us in pretty sharp. But we're going to go down to the end of the runway anyway, so it's going to be a 153 regardless of what we do. So we should have just about enough time. Max auto brake number 3 should be okay. Get back down onto the star. There's Ogdav. And Ogdav, we're currently 1 mile away, so we're about to enter in onto the star arrival now, which is going to be the 128 and then to the 137. Okay, which is checked. So we'll run the briefing now of the approach.
Are you ready for the approach brief?
Okay.
The arrival routing will be via the ATC assigned star, complying with all published speed and altitude restrictions. For an ILS approach, planning a flaps 30 landing, and the final approach fixed altitude is 3,000 feet. Missed approach altitude is 3,000 feet. The taxi routing will be as assigned by ATC. We'll be arriving at a remote stand. We'll use the APU, but please delay the start until my command as we have a long taxi in. Descent speeds and navigation radios are set, and airport NOTAMs have been reviewed. Any questions, comments or concerns?
No questions.
Approach brief complete.
Okay, approach brief is complete.
I have control.
You have control.
Descent checklist.
Descent checklist. Pressurization.
Landing altitude 500 set.
Anti-ice.
Engine anti-ice is on.
Approach briefing and fuel.
Discussed.
Indicated airspeed and altimeter box.
BREF 148. No DH set. Checked and set.
Descent checklist completed.
Okay, descent checklist is complete. So we're just descending now through flight level 145, and soon we'll be then taking that left-hand turn onto the 126. Get the speed brakes open now, as we're going to go down to 250 onto that left-hand turn. As we just brake through the clouds, we can quickly check the METARs as well. So 220A, 180, vary between 250, a drizzle of rain, overcast 600 feet, QNH 1017, the temperature is 10. So an overcast of 600 feet, so we're just about going to see it as we blast through the clouds. It should be okay. So it shouldn't be too bad. Speed brakes can now come in. Fasten seatbelt signs are all on and checked. Let's pass through 12,000 feet, ready for the landing lights to come on. Okay, so just passing flight level 110. Temperature slowly now increasing as we've got 10 degrees down in the airport, so it should be okay for us. Still coming in now on the 126. We left the initial for 5,000 just before we go down, so the VNAV profile won't go below 5,000 feet. It's got 5,000 above all the way down now to the airport, so it's going to start getting a little bit misty. Visibility is going to deteriorate just a little bit, 600 overcast, so we should just break through the clouds once we come in. The ILS approach is fine, there is a cap landing here as well, but that's for a visual of around 300 meters, so we shouldn't need the Cat 2. As visibility is clear, so that's fine for us. We can see the cloud layer just over here to the left. We can see the overcast as well as we build into it. Got some beautiful clouds as we come in, so landing lights can all go on, runway turn off lights which are checked. Engine start switches can both go to continuous.
Cabin crew and passengers remain seated.
So I've got some lovely textures in the cockpit. We're using ultra settings, and I've gone into the config and changed up the shadowing to make that 4K as well. I'm currently recording in 4K resolution, so I hope you guys do appreciate the time that I do to go through all of this for you and bring these nice flights in for you guys to watch. Now we're back on the mic, it should be pretty nice now, so I'll be able to explain exactly what's going on as we switch a 107 track now, left hand turn, and then we're going to follow that all the way up into that right hand turn, ready to intercept. So speed's going to slowly start bleeding off, and then we're going to get ready to intercept onto the ILS. So we're just passing a beam of the runway, 6.2 nautical miles now, swing that left and backtrack out. So we're going to continue upwind from the airport, well, downwind should I say. So currently we're on the right downwind for the airport currently, before we then turn right base and then intercept onto the ILS. Currently 9,003, the vertical deviation's fine. Not going to open the speed brakes just yet, as we've got some lovely shadowing coming through the aircraft. It does look very nice today.
Frisk.
Frequencies 110.30. Rings runway 2910 miles. Ident India Golf Delta Alpha and India Golf Delta Alpha. Standby instruments set. Courses 287 and 287. Frisk completed.
Ladies and gentlemen, in preparation for landing, please return to your seat and fasten your seatbelt. Fold up the tray tables in front of you. Bring the backrest into an upright position. Fold down the armrest between you and open or close window shades. Please ensure your hand luggage is securely stowed. All electronic devices must be switched to flight mode. Larger devices such as laptops must be securely stowed. In order to comply with safety regulations, the cabin crew will now complete the final check of the cabin. If you have some service items left over, please hand them over to the cabin crew. Thank you.
6,500's transition back over to 1017, which is fine, and we had all of our winds and everything which we set down on the forecast. 651017. Okay, and for the approach, flaps 30, VREV 148 plus 5, which is a 154. Okay, speed brakes are in now. There's the decel, arm speed brakes which are checked, also brake number 3 which is in. 13 nautical miles. When we descend down we should be around 13.6 from Iplam, which is just over to the side there, just passing 7,100, or flight level 70. And we made our right hand turn to intercept into the ILS. We've got the courses 287, 107 track right now before we turn onto a right hand turn, which is going to be a 197. Hope you guys are enjoying the flight, guys. If you do, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the bell so you don't miss any future flights on the channel.
Approach checklist.
Approach checklist. Altimeters and instruments.
Set and cross-check.
Approach aids.
Checked and set.
Approach checklist completed.
Okay, approach checklist is complete. On to the 196 now. Localizer can come in. QNH is now 1017.
Set QNH 1017, passing 6,000 feet. No flags. Standby altimeter set.
Checked.
Bug the 287 now in for the aircraft. Checked. So we should intercept the localizer at any moment now. Still will come down to 3,000 feet, 2,500 feet, just ready as we now go into the abyss and say bye-bye to the lovely blue sky, as it's not going to be very nice, I should imagine, when we come in. The approach can be armed as well. Feel our locks in, so localizer has been captured. So it's not very nice at all. 10 degrees, we can switch the anti-ice off, but I'll leave it on. Well, we'll take it off, it's not cold. It should be okay. 4,000 above, then 4.3. So we're okay at the moment. There's our 10 ring, so we don't need to open up these flaps just yet, as we're still going in on the approach. So speed's only off by about 10 knots, which ain't too bad. Auto brake set for number 3, speed brakes are armed, track 287 in for the courses, which are also set, 16.2 nautical miles now, as we come down to our up speed, which the aircraft's just slowly coming back down, still in VNAV pass, it's still following the vertical deviation.
Passengers and cabin crews, please be seated and fasten your seatbelts.
Okay, we're going to go flaps 1.
Speed check. Flaps 1, cabin crew, seats for landing.
That should start to bleed us off just slowly. 4,000 above, then down to 3. So we can see this whole layer here that is waiting for us to enter into. We should see the airport just as we rise in.
Check.
1 to go, check.
Flaps 5.
Speed check.
I'm going to capture the glide slope at 7.9 DME, turn around 4 DME time. We're then going to intercept for the glide slope. Two DME to go. We're not going to see the airport or the runway.
Gear down. Flaps 15.
Speed check. Flaps 15. Gear down.
Just want to go into GSX, get the gate in. I'm going to go for gate 24. Walk in, no bus, we'll go 26 then. Okay, checked. Glide slope's been captured. Flaps 30. throttles back over. And we'll spin down to 153, which is in and checked.
Landing checklist to flaps.
Landing checklist to flaps. Start switches.
Continuous.
Recall.
Checked.
Speed brake.
Armed. Green light.
Landing gear.
Down 3 green.
Auto brake.
3 set.
Flaps.
Complete the checklist.
Flaps.
30. Green light.
Landing light.
Complete the checklist.
Landing light.
On.
Landing checklist completed.
Okay, landing checklist is complete. We are fully established now on the ILS, just passing 2,000. We've got 5 nautical miles to go now to the airport, just passing over. You can see the radial altimeter coming in as well. And the minimums, which we was meant to have set in, which is 708. So I'll just quickly set the minimums so we can get the minimums called out, ready to disconnect the autopilot. That gives us a decision height of 220, so it's going to be very touch and go. Auto brake number 3. There's the leading lights for the airport, which we can see coming into view now.
Continue.
1,000.
Okay, which is checked. So we've got a little bit of rain as well, which should be okay for us. Just going to go to pilot.
Flight.
I have control.
feet.
Checked.
A little bit rocky.
Plus 100. Minimums.
Continue.
$50, $40, $30, $20, $10.
Speed brake up. Reverses normal. 3%. 100 knots.
Checked.
80 knots.
Checked. Manual braking.
Auto brake disarm. 60 knots.
Checked.
Okay, so here we are now, just disembarking off. And welcome to Poland, guys. So I'm just going to come off the runway now. Let's just get up the charts. I think we're on number 26, which said it had no bus, so they are going to walk out once they come through. I should imagine so. The speed brake can be armed.
Ladies and gentlemen, just landed at our destination. Please keep your seatbelt fastened until you've reached the final parking position and the fasten seatbelt signs above you switched off. Please open your overbins carefully to avoid luggage falling out and also refrain from smoking until you've reached the designated smoking area in the terminal building. On behalf of the entire crew, would like to say goodbye to you now. It was a pleasure for us having you aboard today, and we hope to see you soon on one of our flights. Thank you once more. For you all the best, take care. Tschüss and bye bye.
So we've got Alpha 7, which we're on right now. Then we're currently heading on to November, which is just here to our left. And then we'll roll down to stand at 26. There is no bus for the passengers, so I should imagine that they're going to walk in when they come through. 1, 2, third in. Okay, so the aircraft is now all ready to come into the gate.
Starting the APU.
Okay, APU's been started now. There's stand 26 right here to our left. Okay, so we get the brakes on, we can get the runway tunnel fires and taxi lights off as we now turn into stand.
APU on the buses.
Okay, so we'll stop here. Set the parking brake on. Everything's all prepared now, guys. Welcome to the stand. We'll shut off the engines in a minute as I get the landing lights. And, so welcome to Poland, guys. I'm going to leave you with the landing cinematics. I hope you had a great flight in with myself. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave your comments down below. As always, appreciate everyone's support on the channel. And we're back now for good, so you'll hear commentary from myself. So I'll see you all again very soon. Stay safe, have a great day, and I'll see you for the next flight. Bye-bye.
Give me my faith. My body feels safe in your hands.